This cat is called no zeros for heroes. What do we have to do here? Well, we have to create a function. It takes an integer as an argument, and we have to remove the trailing zeros. However, if the zero is alone, you can just return the zero. How to go about this? Well, let's have a look here. Let's take care of the exception to the rule first. If n is equal to 0, we can just return the argument itself. Let's test it out. Yeah, that works out. But then, how do we remove the trailing zeros of this integer right here? Can we iterate through it? Well, no. For integer in n, print the integer, and this won't work. Type error, integer object is not iterable. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to convert it to a string. How do we do that? Well, as follows, print the string of n, and this will actually return a string. Let's assign it to n, and print the type of n, and n itself. And as you can see, it's a string now. And now we can iterate through it. So for integer in n, print the integer. But what we actually need to find out if the last character is a 0 of n. How do we find out? Well, with using indexing. So we can use square brackets and -1 to print out the last character of the argument. A 0. And the next step is the last character equal to 0? Question mark. False, this doesn't work. Oh, well, we have casted the argument to a string. So we should compare against the string, of course. Yeah. So this is the condition that we have to use. If this condition is met, in other words, we have to do something. And what we have to do is to strip off all the zeros, all the trailing zeros. And for that, we use the rstrip method. As you can see, the rstrip method removes any trailing characters at the end of the string, in other words. But if you don't put in any arguments, then the space is the default trailing character that is being removed. But the good news is that we can actually put in the arguments that we want to remove. In our case, we only want to remove the zeros. So that is the argument that we have to put in there. So our string takes the rstrip method. And what do we want to remove? Yeah, as said, the zeros. And we should assign this to our initial string, n. Let's print it out to see what actually happens. Well, that looks very good. So what we can do at the end of our iteration is to just return our string. And is this the answer that we are looking for? Let's compare it. False. Why is it false? Because it's still a string. Do you remember? We have to cast it back to an integer type. And then we are golden. Let's check it out. Attempt. And there we go. I hope this has been useful. I thank you for watching and hope to see you in another video. Ciao.